It's the King 5 High School Sports Blitz. After 300 episodes, Paul says, "That's it, I'm done." Here's Chris Egan.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the High School Sports Blitz. I'm Chris Egan, and that is not true. I'm just filling in for Paul Sylvie, and I am happy to be here wearing the Fife Trojans tonight. Now, Fife has had some legends over the years. MJ Ale now plays for the University of Washington. John Hamill played for PLU. Scott Snyder at Gonzaga. Kai Maulding, Tanya McGowan, maybe one of the greatest cheerleaders in Fife high school history. And now I'm happy to be repping Fife High School tonight, the gateway to Milton, Washington, and the home of the Poodle Dog Restaurant. We've got a great show tonight. And by the way, if you're watching this show on Facebook tonight, get on there. Let me hear your comments. I want to hear where you're watching from. And I also want to know, who do you think is the high school team to beat this year? Who's going to make a run to the Woodshed in Tacoma and win a state title? Get on there. Leave me a message. We'll read those throughout the show. But we've got plenty of highlights to bring you tonight. Let's take a look. Where are we going tonight? We're talking 16 games through 12 cities. Everett down to Lacey for the big game tonight between Capital and Timberline. Now, one city we couldn't quite fit on the map is London, England. It is morning time in the UK where Paul Sylvie is covering the Seahawks. Paul, we didn't want to leave you out of the big show tonight.
You know, over the years, we've done this show from the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, the Super Bowl in Detroit, and way back in 2003, even did the show from Tokyo. Here in London, football is really soccer. So let's stick to American football and head out to Pop Keeney Stadium. Woodinville and INGLEMOOR having a go and something big on the line. Both teams 5-1. The winner is the King Co Crown champion. Woodinville gets off to the best start possible. Cade Shank gets the pitch on the kickoff return, and apparently that fools INGLEMOOR. Shank is gone. 95 yards to the house on the very first play of the night. Shank, #1 in the program and #1 in the hearts of Woodinville fans. After a Vikings turnover, Noah Stiefel fires one to no one downs. 22-yard touchdown gives the Falcons a 14-0 lead. Woodinville continues to push throughout the first half. Joey Johnson right up the gut for an 8-yard touchdown. One more time, Stiefel gonna keep it himself. Nice run up the middle, 28-0 at the half. Woodinville goes on to the 42-0 win. All right, Chris, before I throw it back to you, I want to show you a little bit of the lay of the land here at the Seahawks Hotel and Complex. Back over my shoulder here, it looks like a greenhouse. They call that the potting shed, and that's where the media availability is. It's a little tight in there for Pete Carroll and the players after practice, but that's where that all goes down. And the practice goes on behind that brick wall, through that gate right there. The Hawks get in their workouts, and it's been a little bit light here, as you can imagine, as they get used to things and get ready for the Sunday game at Wembley Stadium. That's going to do it for us here in London. Coming up a little bit later on, we will have the Player of the Week. In London, I'm Paul Sylvie, King 5 Sports.
All right, thank you, Paul. Hardest working man in show business. Undefeated Lake Stevens on the road tonight, taking on Cascade. Vikings, one of the top teams in the state. Trey Long having a season to remember. First quarter, Trey Long throwing long. Ian Hansen wide open, 7-0 Vikings. Cascade looking for the upset. Here's a possible top 5 play. Noah Schmid, perfect pass with 2 defenders on him. The captain, Max Nelson, hauls it in for the touchdown. Lake Stevens so dangerous. They can beat you from the air and from the ground. Senior Tom Lewis takes this one to the house. Lake Stevens grabs a 13-6 lead. The Vikings then turn up the defense. Linebacker Isaiah Harris comes flying in to get the sack. Trey Long, look at this ball. This is a pretty ball right here. Throws it deep and finds Kason Kitchen in the kitchen for the touchdown. Lake Stevens is a legit 4A state contender. Let me know if you agree with that on Facebook. Vikings, they beat the Bruins from Cascade 69-20. All right, off to University Place for a huge SPSL showdown. Graham-Kapowsin and Curtis tied with Rogers for second place in the conference. Tonight, it's the Eagles and Vikes from Curtis. Vikes get right to it. Kyle Russell, he is going to whip it over the middle and down into scoring territory. A.J. Gilbert with the grab. We've seen this from Russell before. The fake, then he zips up the middle for the touchdown. Curtis up 6-0. Back comes GK. Dylan Morris, the future Husky, going to work. Morris hits Jake Porter. Big gainer. From there, Tommy Loa is going to power his way over for 6. Tommy, touchdown Tommy as they call him at GK. Eagles up 7-6. We've seen Kyle Russell's leg speed. Now look at his arm. Russell launches that ball nearly 60 yards, lays it into the arms of Jordan Parker. Curtis Reed takes the lead, but it's not over. Tommy touchdown. Yeah, bowls his way in for another TD. GRAHAM-KAPOWSIN hangs on for the 27-26 win. More from Curtis a little bit later on. Off to Memorial Stadium now. The top team in the Metro Valley League, the Bainbridge Spartans, facing off against Franklin. Bainbridge quarterback Gannon Winker having a big night. He's 6'6", but he still has some wheels. Winker follows his blockers. He's gone. Goes untouched down the sidelines. Winker, he was fooling everybody tonight. The Spartans are a playoff team, and tonight we are seeing why. Winker with another rushing touchdown. Just like that, it's 14-0 Spartans. Franklin is down but not out. Avery Reed, not Allen Reed, this is Avery Reed with a great run here. He fights through some tacklers for the touchdown. Franklin is on the board. The Spartans running a balanced attack tonight. This time, Gannon finds Ryan Wilson for the touchdown. 21-6 Bainbridge. Roosevelt Montgomery takes it to the outside for Franklin. He gets in for 6 more, but Franklin had just no answer on defense tonight. Max McLeod, he had 4 touchdowns last week. Tonight, he just keeps it coming. Mad Max having a great senior season. Bainbridge puts up 80 points tonight. You heard me right. The Spartans beat Franklin 80-32.
It's time for the King 5 Big Game.
All right, it's a little odd to be here tonight. They've got pizza in the King 5 studios, unlimited Funyuns. I mean, this is the place to be, but with Paul, Sylvia, and London, we are calling on audible tonight. Winston Dutchin has big game duties tonight and now joins us from Southdown Stadium in Lacey. Winston, I will save the Funyuns for you. I'll put them on your desk, but you had a pretty good game tonight down in Lacey.
I did. You know, to hear you talk about food is like, and you should know better, Chris, because it's usually you that's out here, and you got to listen to everybody talking about how good the food is, and yet there you are in the comfort of the King 5 studios with a nice full belly, taking the little knife and just mealing it into poor me and Tate. I don't even know what to do anymore. But yes, it was a fantastic game, a huge 3A rivalry out here in Thurston County. I love games like this where the kids all grow up together playing different sports, and when it comes to football, they go their separate ways and they meet here. That's what it's all about. Plus, both teams 3-1 in conference play, so chances are this game, the big game, will go a long way to deciding who's going to be on the outside looking in come playoff time. An emotional night for Timberline seniors playing their final home game, exiting the tunnel one last time, escorted by parents and loved ones. For visiting Capital, the fired up students section coordinated a gold out. But on the first play of the game, Cougar fans could see nothing but red. On the opening kickoff, Timberline's Stanton Hayes jars the ball loose. Noah Cunningham eventually emerges from the scrum with the ball for a Blazer touchdown and a 7-0 lead just seconds into the game. Cougars knocking on the door and run the option which fools everyone. Chris Penner scampers in from 11 yards out, tying the game at 7. Capital takes its first lead of the game early in the second when Grant Erickson lofts a perfectly placed pass to Penner, who makes a sensational play on the ball for the touchdown. They go into the break, knotted up at 14. On to the fourth. Campau can't find anyone open, pulls it down himself, finds nothing but green turf in front of him for an 8-yard touchdown. Timberline delivers the dagger. Campau airs it out to J.J. Graham for a 29-yard scoring strike. Timberline scores 20 unanswered second half points to beat its rival 34-14.
Our defense was clicking the entire game, but first half we couldn't get anything going offense. Second half, coaches talked to us, we flipped the switch, defense played lights out, and we were just scoring fast. Second half, scored fast, scored often.
Man, what a performance by Hunter Campau, by the way. That young man took a beating all night long and kept on ticking and carried his team to victory. And this was an especially satisfying win for those Timberline seniors because now they have bragging rights over their arch rival for the rest of their lives. It's just us out here right now and the leaf blower. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm having a hard time paying attention to anything that's going on out there. All I'm hearing is
Winston,
so that's
I've been
when you
there.
know that you're the last one out. Yeah, I know you have, buddy. You know, we're going to turn out the lights when we're backing out of here, but it's certainly been a lot of fun out here at South Sound Stadium.
All right, Winston, thank you so much. We'll see you in about 10 minutes with more from the big game. Great stuff down there tonight in Lacey and Hunter Campo. I watched him in person a couple years ago. He is the real deal. All right, now to enhance your high school viewing experience, it's the Big Game Replay. For those of you at the big game or fans who can't be there, we're turning around the best plays for the game, and moments later, you can see them on the King 5 Sports Twitter page. So don't forget to follow us on King 5 Sports at Twitter. All right, it's the big time. Yep, here we go. The big game doesn't wait. One ends, the next one begins. Here's a look at the nominees for next week's big game. We've got some huge games coming up next Friday night with conference titles up for grabs. There are a couple homecoming games in there. The big rivalry they call the Fish Bowl. Apparently it's alumni night for Puyallup High. Oak Harbor Squalicum, that's going to be a fun one. Lakes in Lincoln, are you kidding me? There are just some great games in there. Make sure you vote on the King5.com sports and high school pages and the King5 app. Get voting right now. Voting ends Thursday at 1 o'clock. All right, a special moment last week at the Eatonville homecoming. Maya Frink is a senior at Eatonville High who has Down syndrome. She was voted by the student body to be the homecoming queen. The king is Josh Kondra. Josh and Maya have gone to school together since kindergarten, and she has a special place in his heart. Josh has worked in the special needs class and wants to become a firefighter after graduation. Congrats to them both. Eatonville, always first class. All right, lots of highlights still ahead, but here we go, the big board. We've got to get to all the other scores going on. Skyview looking good tonight, 42-7 win. Edmonds Woodway takes out Sherwood 20-17. LaSalle, big win tonight. Sumner Spartans 65, Emerald Ridge 0. Emerald Ridge has been hit with injuries, but Sumner, they had a freshman kicker tonight, hit a 49-yard field goal. All right, we've got Mossy Rock going down tonight. Adna looking good. Bothell, Tom Boehner and his Cougars rolling Redmond tonight 40-7. South Whidbey gets a nice win tonight over Coopville. No word if there was a deer on the field tonight. Gig Harbor gearing up for the Fish Bowl. They knock off Shelton 50-14. Fife, the Trojans. Here we go. Did you see the jersey? Principal Brandon Bakke, his team coming through tonight 42-7 over Renton. Elma gets by Tenino, and Cedar Park Christian 28-14. All right, and now tonight's musical entertainment from the Curtis High School Band. Oh, I gotta love that Curtis High School Band. Back to the football, undefeated second-ranked Mount Si on the road, taking on Skyline. Future Oregon Kel Millen, one of the top QBs in the nation. Tonight he keeps it coming. Perfect pass to Johnny Barrett. Barrett and Millen, they've been playing together for over 10 years. Drew Mustafi has also been playing with Millen for over a decade. How about this pass and catch? Big game. Drew takes it all the way to the house. 14-0 Mount Si after the first quarter. Millen, he eats 15 raw eggs a day, but tonight he was eating up Skyline's defense. Millen, his third touchdown pass. Guess who? Yep, Johnny Barrett, his second of the night. Now, if Johnny Barrett doesn't have a scholarship offer, I have a feeling one is coming. All this guy does is catch touchdown passes every Friday night. Barrett gets up, he's gone. Hey, Facebook friends, is Mount Si going to win a state title this year? They are looking good. They beat Skyline tonight 42-7. All right, let's head out to Pete's Pool, where undefeated Enumclaw taking on Todd Beamer. The Hornets trying to take home the NPSL Mountain Conference crown. ENUMCLAW quarterback Kellen Krantz running the offense to perfection in the claw. He finds Nicholas Herbert. Herbert scores. It is 7-0 ENUMCLAW. Beamer has a pretty lethal offensive attack as well. Kincaid McFarland. This guy is a weapon for the Titans. He makes the great catch here, 30 yards on the play. On the very next play, Beamer is going to go right up the middle. This was a great ball game. Touchdown Titans. This game goes down to the wire, and hey, Beamer holds on to get a big win on the road. They knock off ENUMCLAW 27-23. All righty, no question in the 3A ranks, Eastside Catholic is the team to beat. But I tell you what, Bellevue, watch out for the Wolverines. They come into the night with a perfect 6-0 record, and tonight they get a tough Liberty team. Three-time Edward R. Murrow Award-winning reporter Alex Rozier has more on the game.
A back-and-forth battle between Bellevue and Liberty on a cold night at Liberty High School. Bellevue led this battle early on, and it started out rather quiet. Jed Michael, he drilled a field goal here. Bellevue took the early 3-0 lead, but Liberty would get the ball back trying to answer. Quarterback Sam Brown trying to find Cameron McLaren, and it is picked off. Jalen Love, he's got to love this one. It's a pick six. It's 10-0 Bellevue. But here comes the Patriots. Brown gets redemption here. He finds Ryan Kirshner for a huge touchdown. Kirshner, he decided that he needed to take this ball game into his hands because on the very next possession at midfield, Kirshner, he finds a hole and he can't be stopped now. 14-10, Liberty leads. Coming out of the half, Bellevue got a touchdown and the lead back, but this field goal right here by Connor Davis, it tied it up at 17 apiece, and that is where this game would stay until the end of regulation. This ball game went to overtime. Big energy on both sidelines, and Liberty struck first in overtime, but only with a field goal. That field goal right here gave them a 3-point lead. It left the door open for Bellevue, who ran right through. They ran to the end zone and to the winner's circle on this night. Bellevue, the Wolverines, they're winners in overtime, 23-20. I'm Alex Rozier, King 5 Sports.
Love it, Alex. Thank you. All right, back to the Wesco now. 5-1 Glacier Peak on the road, taking on Mariner. Glacier Peak gets an interception and then cashes in. Ryan Kenny calls his own number and scores. 7-0 Grizzlies. Mariner had some moments tonight. Fernando Contreras gets up to make the great grab. How about the yards after the catch? Grizzlies defense bending but not breaking in this game. Jaden Olivia with the interception, hitting off his feet, making the grab. Glacier Peak, they beat Mariner 28-13. All right, time for a look at some more scores tonight. Coming in, Lakewood beats Ording 41-6. How about Shorecrest? They were a big game team earlier on. They beat Meadowdale 52-24. Ferndale looking good. They knock off Marysville-Pilchuck 42-21. Rogers, the Rams, this is a big win for them. They beat Bellarmine 35-31. They had a huge defensive stance late. They're still in second place. Port Townsend knocks off Concrete 34-20. Foster, big win tonight, 68 points for Foster. The Bethel Braves, watch out for this team. They take out Stadium. This is a playoff team. Bethel is legit. Arlington, always fun to head up to Arlington. They knock off Everett 49-28, your final there. Blaine takes out Cedar Crest 49-8. Friday Harbor. Want to go to a Friday night game? Go to Friday Harbor. They win big tonight 48-0. And Kentwood, the Conks. This is an interesting score. They knock off Tahoma 37-6. I thought Tahoma was going to give them a closer game. Linden, always so good up there. They beat Cedar Woolley 55-21. Highline knocks off Evergreen 48-13. Forks, much better tonight than Olympic, 49-26, your final of that one. Black Hills, they get a nice win tonight, 53-14, your final. Mount Vernon, Jackson comes to town, and Mount Vernon wins that one, 49-24. And Willapa Valley, PL, they get a 46-24 win. Yelm, and how about Yelm? Peninsula is a legit team. Yelm, this is a big win tonight for Yelm, 42-21. And Lakewood, once again, 41-6 over Orty. All right, big battle in the SBCL 2A Mountain League tonight between 5-1 White River, 4-2 Franklin Pierce. Cam Davis making it look easy on this play. Catches it in stride and then outruns the entire Franklin Pierce secondary. The Hornets grab the early lead and they would never look back. White River hangs on to beat Franklin Pierce 18-7. White River will play Fife next Friday night. That is going to be a huge, huge game. Bishop Blanchett going after a third straight win tonight. Well, Garfield is trying to avoid a third straight loss. Early first quarter, Garfield inside their own 3. That's when the Braves, Tyler Hardy gets the sack. Ball comes loose, defense recovers for 6. Later in the first, Braves special teams getting after it. Jack Jarvis is going to go to work. He's going to tip the punt. Bishop Blanchett is rolling again. A few plays later, Jack Mader gets the handoff, and Jack Mader, he's gone. He's gone for 6. Nice touchdown run right there. Second quarter, Blanchett is in the red zone again. Alex Johnson is going to toss this one to Chris Frost, corner of the end zone. Perfect throw, perfect catch. Toes the line for a touchdown. Bishop Blanchett wins big, 40-7.
It's time for our Player of the Week.
All right, Alec the intern usually does this, but he's down in Eugene tonight getting ready for that big Washington Husky-Oregon Duck game that kicks off tomorrow at 12:30. So we're going to bring back Paul Sylvie from London for the honors. Take it away, Paul.
Chris, the Player of the Week has been nominated several times, but he finally gets the votes to push him over the top. We're talking about Capasio Cherry from Edmonds Woodway. He is this week's winner. Cherry ran for 329 yards and 4 touchdowns in the Warriors' 41-35 loss to Snohomish last week. A great effort in a game where Ed Wood falls just short.
It was fun, it was hard. I think the first quarter I had like 20 yards. But my alignment kept on going, and then between like the second and third quarter, I had like a total of like 300 yards. So it really clicked. It was just like a team effort. We were all like trying to encourage each other. We were tired because we were gassed from the ball the whole entire game. So we were just head down, nose down, trying to get those tough yards. Even though we're losing, it's always fun to come out here every day, knowing that these players out here got my back and I got theirs.
There were some things that weren't quite there, and he made some things happen on his own, and just he's used to winning and he wants to win, and he's a great kid. Got a lot of kids trying hard, but he put a lot of it on his back last few weeks, and great team player.
That's going to do it from here. Now, before we get back to the Seahawks, we're going to go through a full Monty. It's not what you think it is. In England, that's just another name for breakfast. We'll see you back in Seattle next week.
Love it, Paul. We miss you and can't wait to get you back in here. All right, ISSAQUAH hoping to rebound tonight after a tough loss to Mount Si. ISSAQUAH hosted North Creek. Jags on the drive. Shea Hoogerworth gets the carry. He's in for 6. Jags up 26-0. Eagles looking to stay in the game. Trevor Marine going to tuck this one away and scramble for a good gain. Very next play, it's going to be Marine again. He's going to battle his way into the end zone for 6. And ISSAQUAH, they're down 26-7 at this point, but a nice run right there. Jags will put the clamps on ISSAQUAH on their offense after that. Marine trying to get something going here, but he's going to get sacked. North Creek goes on to win this one. 26-7 is your final. Lakes and Lincoln are the top teams in the PCL conference. Tonight, Lakes gets Spanaway Lake, and if you're a Lakes Lancers fan, well, there is a reason to be dancing right now. Yeah, just start dancing because your team is really good. Senior quarterback Liam Bladeau finds Deshaun Wayne. And how about Wayne? He's got some speed. He's a 3-star athlete with a 3.96 GPA. Must also have a fast 40 time. He takes the screen pass 75 yards for the touchdown. Lakes wins big 42-0. Lakes and Lincoln will battle for the conference crown next Friday night. All right, before we head back to Lacey for the big game, real quickly, we're working on the top 5 plays of the night. Take a peek over there. There he is. That's Joel Knipp. He's in the shadows, but he's working hard over there. He's been going nonstop. He's got the top 5 plays from the Big 5, King 5, coming up in a little bit. But more on the big game now, and I'll tell you what, Winston Dutchin has been all over this game tonight. Timberline taking on Capital. It was fun to see you down there at 5 and 6 o'clock, having some fun with the crowd. Winston, tell us more about the winner, Timberline.
An absolutely electric atmosphere out here tonight, Chris. As you can imagine, tight-knit community. All the kids know each other. All the people in the stands know each other. And it was a doozy of a game, too. Tied up at the half until Timberline rattles off 20 unanswered points in the second half to beat Capital 34-14.
It was a rough first half, but the second half, like I keep telling these guys, just got to trust each other and play together. And we just knew how to grind it out, and the offensive line put it on their shoulders, and the defense just played absolutely lights out.
It feels very great. We talked all week about trust and focus, and the offensive line definitely did that. We communicated very well on the line, and that was our key to the game.
It felt so great because we were so nervous because it was our senior night, my last year here, and we were just trying to have fun with them. It's my last year, you know. I want to go out with a W and everything. And we just had a good game.
Our defense has been playing confidence all year. They've been playing lights out. But our offense has really turned it on past couple weeks, month. Been putting up 30, 40 every game, so we're just keeping the momentum going.
It's just keep working. Like our word for the week was focus. Like we have to focus on finishing every play. Like don't go to the whistle, go through the whistle so that we finish every play. And that was just focus on finishing, focus on doing our tasks and everything. So it feels good to know that we are going to be focused every single game from now on.
It seems like you sense something special with this group that maybe they don't sense in themselves.
You know, at Timberline, it's like a melting pot. I mean, we have so many different backgrounds. We have so many kids who go through things that other kids don't got to go through. I mean, military families, dads getting deployed. You have kids, dads losing their jobs. You got kids that got to stay home to watch their, you know, it's a special group because they show up every day and just amaze me every day because I couldn't imagine going through stuff they go through.
An emotional reaction from Coach Mullen, and it kind of pull back the curtain a little bit and understand what these high school coaches are going through. It's not just about wins and losses. They're invested in these young men, and it's their job to mold them. And I just love seeing the raw emotion from a coach like that, because it's not about him and winning. He knows what it means to the kids and what they're going through. So that's part of what makes high school athletics so special. Now, Chris, I don't know if you've noticed since we've been out here, of course, the temperature's dropping. I've added gloves to just to try. I've been dying out here, right? And then I also brought this with me, but my wife told me not to wear it, and I'm like, baby, it's like 40 degrees out here, and she's like, I don't want anyone out there thinking that you're soft with the cold, and I'm like, I don't care at this point anymore. I just want to stay warm. So maybe next week, if you're nice to me and you save some of that food, I'll let you borrow this for next week's big game.
Winston, I tell you what, I thought you were from Wisconsin, but to see you wearing that parka out there like it's negative 15 degrees, you truly are becoming a Pacific Northwesterner. I'm proud of you. Well done.
I am. This is home. Thank you.
Get that guy some gooey duck and some blackberries. Well done tonight down in Lacey. Way to go, Tate Miller and Bill Hightower as well. And by the way, we're wearing the Fife jerseys tonight. We're having a good time. Sarah and Silvernell, by the way, went to Fife High School. Coop volleyball player. All right, Roosevelt taking on Lakeside at the Northeast Athletic Complex. We pick it up in the second. Lions in the red zone. Jack Dickinson, he gets the touchdown. Lakeside up 35-20 on the ensuing kickoff. It's a top play nominee. We're showing you a kickoff, so you probably know what's coming. Charlie Funk making a house call. Look at that. He's fast, huh? Rough Riders go for two and convert. They trail 35-28, less than a minute to halftime. Zach Josh drops back, and he's going to find Harrison Fitch, who isn't going to be stopped. Rough Riders trail 35-34 at this point. Folks, this was a shootout. Lakeside goes on to win this one 64-58. First place in the NWC 2A. Lake Conference on the line tonight. Mount Lake Terrace and Bellingham score off. Hawks on the drive. Dominic Latham going to take this on the reverse. Gets to the edge. Nice run. But the drive would stall. Mount Lake Terrace on the drive again. Jesse James, Martin Hall looking, chucks it up, finds Brandon Bach in the end zone for 6. 10-7 Bellingham at that point. Red Raiders look to answer back. Watch carefully on this one. Morgan Cavalier going to hand this off to Jack Fields, who's going to bang it up the middle for 6. Tricky. Bellingham wins this one 17-7. All right, let's go back a little earlier today to the morning pep rally. Jordan Wilkerson was in Monroe.
Paul, we got ribs, we got hot dogs, we got, oh my goodness, that's hot.
Feels like that was about a decade ago, but every time I say Monroe, that happens. Hopefully Jordan kept her fingers cool today this morning at the home of the Bearcats.
So far, I'm just getting to really bond with the cheerleaders and have fun my senior year on the sideline, cheering our football team on. Yeah. So who do you have here with you? This is our mascot, Benny. I'm gonna join him.
All righty, now to your pictures. We want to see what's doing out at your game. Send us your pictures via Twitter, Instagram with the hashtag K5Blitz. Take a peek. Some great ones coming in every night, but we want this place flooded. We want K5Blitz trending worldwide. Alan Reed with some great video. Make sure to follow A. Reed King 5 Sports. He always puts up some great video there. Reggie Jones putting up some good pics. Good to see the kids having some fun. There's been some big crowds all season long. All right, our students from the Tacoma School District at the Lincoln Bowl tonight for the A's in Mount Tahoma. This one is all Lincoln. Quarterback Caden Filer definitely has a favorite target. Goes up top for Michael Campbell. Just lays it for 6. Now the other way. Filer for Campbell again. Gets the A's down in scoring territory at the 6. Jediah Hayes will take it from there. Up the middle. Bounces left and in for the touchdown. One more time. How about Filer to Campbell? Yeah, these guys were on fire tonight. 10 yards, turn, and then Campbell gets to work. Breaks one tackle, cuts left, and he is gone. 81-yard touchdown. Lincoln wins it 53-0 is your final. All righty. Going to take a look at some more scores now. Centralia. Congrats to Centralia. They knock off Rochester 55-21. Oak Harbor looking good tonight. We may be heading up there for the big game next week. Archbishop Murphy 27-13 over Burlington Edison. Wilson knocks off Bonnie Lake 27-7. Monroe, we just saw them. They had the morning pep rally. They win tonight 48-13. North Kitsap, good win tonight for them. They're rolling 53-6. Toledo wins tonight. Stilicho. Go watch this team. They have one of the best wide receivers, not only in the state of Washington, in the nation. They win big tonight, 49-21. Hoquiam gets a good win tonight, 37-25. Chief Self, good win, 47-16. Ingram, Nathan Hell. This was a good battle tonight, 17-14. Ingram holds on, and Kent Ridge knocks off Auburn, 54-13 is your final in that one. All right, Joel Knem. He's been busy. He's our producer extraordinaire along with Tony White. I believe it is now time for our top 5 plays of the night. So let's get to those plays. Number 5 comes from the big game. Check out the catch by Capitals' Grady Lindkugel. Are you kidding me? Grady with the great hands falling down and somehow holds onto it. So nice we watch it thrice. The Cougs receiver with a spectacular catch in our number 5 play of the week. Number 4, Curtis quarterback Kyle Russell, committed to play baseball at Oregon. You can see why. Tosses that ball nearly 60 yards in the air. Jordan Parker hauls it in for 6 points. It's officially a 49-yard touchdown pass. Oregon will have to wait on Russell because he's only a junior. For the time being, the Ducks can admire that arm from afar. He earns the number 4 play of the week. Number 3, Bainbridge scored 80 points, so there had to be a top 5 play of the game. Quarterback Gannon Winker brings it at 6'6". He's a dual threat, especially with his legs. Max McLeod makes sure he gets to the end zone untouched. Winker goes nearly 60 yards for a touchdown. Spartans getting it done with some great blocking. Brian Wilson, the initial block, so Winker can get to the corner. Spartans make a nice lane down the sidelines. Winker, big night, passes for 1 touchdown, runs for 3 more. Number 2 comes from our Thursday night game. Woodinville uses a little trickery on the opening kickoff. Nolan Downs runs a reverse to Cade Shank. Gets 2 nice blocks from his teammates to open up a lane. Shank goes, how about 95 yards to the house? Yeah, worth another look. The Falcons set this up beautifully. The reverse fools everybody, but the key is the final 2 blocks. Everyone does their job, and Shank is gone. Cage would add another special teams touchdown on a block punt, but this one earns him the number 2 play of the week. Number 1, we go back to the Lincoln game. How about Mr. Campbell? Doing it after the catch. Gives the stiff arm, splits 2 defenders, and then 81-yard touchdown. Lincoln Lakes, how big is that going to be next Friday night? Abe's quarterback, Caden Filler, just had to get him the ball. Let the kid do the rest, and that's exactly what he does. Look at the shake, the bake, and he is gone. And those are your top 5 plays of the week. Number 1 tonight, we're in T-Town, the 253, and it's going to Lincoln. And that will do it for week number 7. Thanks to Winston Dutchin for the big game. I'll be back out there next Friday night, so make sure you get out there and vote. Paul Sylvie will return from London, hopefully with a Seahawks win. He'll be back in studio next week. Make sure to watch the 5th quarter from London on Sunday night with Paul and the Hall of Famer Walter Jones. But for now, that is it. For Tony White, Joe Knepp, all of our great photojournalists, reporters, directors, everybody behind the scenes, I'm Chris Egan. Have a great weekend. We will leave you tonight with the Instagram game. Good night, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Alex Rozier here with your Instagram game of the week. It is Friday night high school football, the High School Sports Blitz on King5.com and King5 Facebook beginning at 11 p.m. tonight. The Instagram game of the week is Liberty and Bellevue. Liberty with reason to celebrate at this point. They just erased a 10-point deficit. They lead 14-10. Liberty, who trailed by 10 most of the half, takes the lead into the locker room. It is 14-10 on this Friday night. They are beating Bellevue right now. An early touchdown by Bellevue in the 3rd quarter gave them the lead back. Liberty answered with the field goal at 17-17 heading into the 4th. This ballgame remains tied with 1:33 left. This is 17 apiece. Liberty and Bellevue. Liberty with the football. Bellevue just gave it back to them after a missed field goal. We'll see what they do with it. We're in overtime. Liberty got a field goal. Bellevue's got a chance to win it or tie it. What a ball game here. Liberty loses to Bellevue. Bellevue scores a touchdown in overtime. 23-20 is our final.